A jigsaw is only for cutting curves, right? That's what most people think anyway. And to be fair, it does cut curves really well. But if that's all you're using it for, you're missing one of the most versatile tools in the shop. Today I want to show you 15 things every woodworker should know about a jigsaw. 5 things it can do, 5 mistakes people tend to make, and 5 things I wouldn't expect a jigsaw to do. So let's start with what this thing is actually capable of. I think this is where most people start with a jigsaw. Curves. And honestly, it's still one of the things it does best. Tight curves, gentle curves, patterns, templates. If a project needs a shape that isn't straight, there's a good chance a jigsaw can handle it. Most people don't think of a jigsaw when they think about circles, but with a little layout work, a jigsaw can make a surprisingly good circle. Tabletops, trays, signs, decorative projects. This is one of those cuts that opens up a lot of possibilities once you realize the tool can be used for it. This is one of my favorite things about a jigsaw. Drill a hole, drop the blade in, and start cutting from the middle. You can create openings, handles, cutouts, access panels, and a bunch of shapes that would be difficult with any other saw. This is another one of my favorite uses of a jigsaw. No, it's not a real live edge, but if you're learning woodworking and don't have access to slab, a jigsaw can get you surprisingly close. With a little patience, a little sanding, you can create a natural looking edge that completely changes the look of a project. This one surprises a lot of people. Most people think a jigsaw only belongs on curved cuts, but with a straight edge or a guide and it not be too long, it can make pretty respectable straight cuts too. No, it isn't replacing a table saw, but if it's the tool you have available, it can get a lot more done than people give it credit. The more you use a jigsaw, the more you realize something. Most bad cuts aren't caused by the saw. They're usually caused by blade selection, setup, or technique. Let me show you a few of the mistakes that cause the most frustration. If there is one thing that can completely change how a jigsaw performs, it's the blade. Most people think that the saw is what determines the cut, but in my experience, it's the blade that matters more than the saw. One of the first things you'll notice when you start looking at blades is something called TPI. That stands for teeth per inch, and generally speaking, the lower the TPI, the faster the blade will cut. The price you pay, however, is rougher cuts, rougher edges. So how do you get cleaner cuts? Higher TPI blades, more teeth per inch, cleaner cuts. Neither one is better, as they both have a time and a place. The trick is matching the blade to the job. A lot of beginners buy a jigsaw and then use whatever blade came in the box to make every cut they make. And that's kind of like owning a drill and never changing the bit. If you're using the wrong blade, the cut fights you and it's gonna win. Cut gets rough, the blade starts wandering, and then what? We try harder, we push harder. Now the blade gets hot. Cut gets worse. Accuracy, gone. Sometimes you'll even start seeing smoke coming out of the cut, and then you will see burns on your cut. The problem wasn't the saw. In all likelihood, the problem started when you chose the blade. The right blade cuts easier, tracks better, requires less force, and that produces cleaner results. All of this makes woodworking a lot more enjoyable. In fact, a lot of the mistakes we're about to talk about start with the wrong blade. I think every woodworker has done this at least one time. The blade starts slowing down, the cut starts to wander, and instead of fixing the problem, we just push harder. Usually that makes everything worse. Let the saw do the work. Guide it, don't force it. If you're having to muscle the saw through a cut, something else is probably the problem. Most of the time, it's the blade. The material, your feed rate, but not the saw. So we're moving pretty quickly through these because this isn't meant to be a complete Jigsaw masterclass. If there's something you've seen so far or that you see in the future that you'd like me to go deeper on, let me know in the comments. Blade selection, relief cuts, circle cutting, inside cuts, whatever it is, a lot of future videos around here start with conversations just like that. A jigsaw can make curves, that is true. That does not mean it can make every curve. When the turn gets too tight, relief cuts become your friend. Instead of forcing the blade through the curve, remove some of the inner material and give the blade some room to work. A little planning here can save a lot of frustration later. This lesson really isn't about jigsaws. It's about woodworking. Wood is easy to remove, and it's a hell of a lot harder to put back. Sometimes leaving just a little extra material gives you room to sneak up on your final shape. That's true with a jigsaw and with every other saw and other tools in your shop. A surprising number of woodworking problems are really blade problems. More tear out, more wandering, more frustration. A fresh blade fixes a lot of things that people blame on themselves. So before you blame your skills, check your blade. So are you noticing something here? Most of these mistakes have very little to do with the jigsaw itself. They're really about setup, planning, patience, understanding the tool that you're using. Now let's talk about where I start reaching for something else. Usually, one of the biggest mistakes beginners make isn't how they use a jigsaw. It's expecting it to do jobs it was not designed to do. Understanding what not to use a tool for is just as important as learning where it shines. Can a jigsaw make a long rip cut? Absolutely it can, and I've done it in a pinch. But if I have a circular saw or a table saw nearby, that's where I'm going to go first because it's the better tool for the job. The same thing goes for really precise work. Cabinets, precision fitting, joints, things that need to be dead on. When tolerances get really tight, the jigsaw runs out of talent. And that's not because it's a bad tool. It's because every tool has a job that it does well. Material matters too. As wood gets thicker or harder, blades start to wander. What looks perfect on the top side can have a bent blade making a mess on the bottom. And that's not the tool failing. That's just understanding that every tool has limits. And then there's production work, if that's what you need to do. If you need one, a jigsaw can be the perfect choice. But if you need 20, that's a different story. At that point, I'm thinking about repeatability, templates, getting consistent results every time. The lesson here isn't that a jigsaw can't do these things. Most of the time, it can be used. The lesson is knowing when another tool is a better choice. Because that's one of the biggest differences in learning a tool and learning woodworking. And we're here to learn woodworking together. So until next week, get in the shop and be a maker.